Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I am upcycling some items that I found around my house, and this first piece came from Marshall's a long time ago, looks like, but I didn't buy this. It was hanging up in one of the bathrooms when we bought our house, so I kept it so that I could upcycle it. So I just gave it a sand with one of the Dollar Tree sanding blocks, and now I'm just taking off the extra glue because it was supposed to have 3 knobs on it, but there was only 2, and then one fell off, but I was going to take them off anyway. But it left a little bit of glue, and then I gave it 4 coats of ivory Waverly chalk paint, and then these little knobs that I got from Dollar Tree, I'm just going to spray them with the Rust-Oleum flat matte spray paint. I used my Cricut to print off this sun and moon and star picture, and I'm cutting off the stars because I want to have the stars at the sides of the moon and sun instead of the top and the bottom. And I won't show you me putting on the transfer tape because it did not want to transfer onto the tape. So I'm just finding the middle here, using the little hole at the bottom as a guide, and then I'm just pulling off the transfer tape. Yeah, those bits didn't want to stick to the tape, and then that one didn't want to come off, so I just put it back in place. Next I used some Waverly ink chalk paint to fill in the stencil with a makeup sponge, and someone commented on one of my videos recently that makeup sponges were the best thing to use, and thank you, because it really did work much better than the other sponge that I was using. So I just dab it on, I just give it 1 coat of this. And while still wet, I sprinkle on some black glitter that I got from Walmart. And next I just peel off the vinyl. And it was coming off nice, but then when I went to take off the face on the sun, it did pull up some of the paint, so I had to go back and touch it up. I'll just show you a little bit of this, and then I do the rest off camera, and then I do the stars at the sides off camera as well. And I just painted them black and sprinkled them with the black glitter as well. Yeah, so here it decided to pull up the paint, and then I just filled it in off camera, and I used the ink chalk paint to go around the edges, and I just do it solid around the edges, and then I decided to dry brush some of it on the front because it was looking a bit plain. And you can always use the stickers from Dollar Tree. Cricut Design Space has so many beautiful pictures on it, so I like to go find them. But if you wanted to put like a saying or something on it, then you could do that. But I'm not really into having words and stuff on things around my house. I mean, the odd one is alright, but so I'm just making a hole, well, making the hole go all the way through. I couldn't find the drill, but I didn't know it was in my son's room because he was building furniture the other week and hasn't put it back. So I just used these sheer things from Dollar Tree and it worked. And then I'm taking those knobs that I painted black with the spray paint, and I'm just going to screw them all in. And I used 2 moons, and I'm going to put a moon either side and then the sun in the middle. And I really wished I could have found the star ones when I was at Dollar Tree. I found these a while ago. Yeah, the star ones as well, but I could only find these 2, and they were the only 2 packets that were there, and I've never seen them since. You can use any knobs and colours that you want for your projects, but I love black. And I'm going to put this up in my craft room and hang my apron and stuff like that on it. And I love how this turned out. It just has a little touch of sparkle. I wanted to use this sun and moon picture for a long time, so I'm glad I got to use it. And it has hooks on the back to hang it up, but maybe I might add some black beads or something to the top. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So this is a box that was a present, well, my wedding present. My first husband was, she gave me it inside this box, and I've had it for like 7 years, 8 years. So I just painted the whole thing with some Waverly ink chalk paint, and then I found these pictures on Cricut Design Space, so I didn't want to show you me struggling with the transfer tape. So this one is a butterfly with a sun around it, and I just used some folk art gold paint to dab it on with the makeup sponge. And then I do touch up the bits that came off the paint. You'd probably be better off using black acrylic paint, but the Waverly ink paint was right next to me, so I used that. And then I put this design on either side. I just have so many problems with the transfer tape. Whether I use the Cricut transfer tape or another transfer tape, or the transfer tape is supposed to go with the vinyl I use, just always a problem. So I just make sure it's all smoothed out, and then I just dab on the gold paint again. And I just do one coat. Again, you don't have to use these kind of pictures. These are just the things that I like. But yeah, you can pick whatever you want for your stuff. I just want to give you ideas. And what colours do you guys like? Do you like black and gold? Like, what colours do you want to see me using in the future for things? Because I feel like I use the same things all the time. Blue or black or ivory. And then I use some gem tack glue to glue on the other sun knob that I didn't use for the previous DIY. And I got my boyfriend to cut off all the back of it, but he didn't want to do it on the camera so that you guys could see. But he had to like some shears or something, and then he sanded it down for me. I did use a little bit of hot glue as well, but didn't show it. And then just take some Mod Podge and paint it all over. And then this is how it turned out. And I think it turned out cute. I decided to add on the moon phases off camera on the front. And this last DIY, this is an old side table that I bought a long time ago from Amazon, I think. So I'm just gonna take the legs off the bottom, and I should have shown you before shot, but it just looks like the same as the back on the front. And it's a square, it's 20 inches by 20 inches, and I painted it black with the ink chalk paint, but I didn't show that. And then these little squares I got from Amazon, and I'll leave a link down below. And for $240 it was $10.99, and I bought 2 sets of them and I used them all. And I'm just gluing them on with some hot glue, and it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. And because the edges of the squares are rounded, they have like a little gap when you put them, 4 of them together, as you can see. So I put black underneath mine, but you could put any colour you liked. And they are 1 inch, and you can get different sizes, but they fit perfect on the table and along the sides, because the sides are 1 inch as well. And you can use another glue if you like, but I wanted to get this done, so I just use hot glue. And I just finished gluing them on off camera. And this is what it looks like. And this is the side. And then I stain it with the Jacobean Minwax wood stain. And it looks so beautiful. It doesn't show up so much on camera, but oh, it looks so beautiful. I definitely will be making some more stuff with these, some wall art or something in the future. But that was me just measuring the tiles, making sure I was going to get this mandala that I found on Cricut Design Space in the very center. And this was the first one when I looked up mandala on Cricut Design Space, and I just thought it was so pretty I didn't even need to look further. But getting it stuck to the transfer tape, oh, was a nightmare. But it was worth it in the end. And here the transfer tape didn't want to come off, and yeah, it was just a pain, but it was all worth it. And then I used the metallic folk art chalk paint again, and I just did the same thing. I just dabbed it on with the makeup sponge, and I just did 1 coat as well. And I wish I could have made the mandala a little bit bigger, but this was the biggest size I could get. And then I just keep dabbing it on. And I finished that off camera. And once that was finished, I used this Waverly wax. I never used it before. And I just painted a coat of that on, so that all over it, so that the gold paint wouldn't chip off. And then I just attached the legs again. And the lighting here doesn't do it justice. I had to put it around the hung to take a video of it, but I think it turned out beautiful. I'd love to know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.